So now I'm going to discuss fermentation and fermenters. Fermentation is where microorganisms will convert carbohydrates, such as glucose, sugars, things like that, into other compounds. For example, acids, alcohols, gases. So think about like the bread raising in an oven. That's carbon dioxide. Alcohol to make wine. So yeast is going to convert sugar, glucose, into either bread or wine or things like that. Now, this is an anaerobic process, so it doesn't require oxygen. So that is to make things like, for example, wine. But certain types of fungi will be aerobic, so they will need oxygen. So in this diagram, this is a actual fermentator. So it's kind of like a metal casing. You see air getting pumped in. We'll go through this later on, but you're putting some oxygen in. So sometimes it's anaerobic, sometimes it's aerobic, depends on what you want to do with the fungi. So this is a fermentator, which is going to grow these microorganisms under ideal conditions, giving them the right nutrients, the right oxygen, and things like that. Now, usually these fermentators, not usually, but ideally they're going to be sterilized. So they're going to be cleaned. They're going to be disinfected. They're going to be could use, for example, gamma radiation, so that other microorganisms that are not meant to be there. So, for example, certain types of bacteria or fungi that should not be there do not compete with the fungi that should be there for nutrients. Now, you got different types of fermentators. You got batch fermentators, which will be making the products in batches. So you'll be like making something, stop, reset, blah, 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 or continuous. The continuous fermentator keeps on going non-stop. But we'll go through this later on. You're also keeping the temperature under control, giving them the ideal conditions. So biotechnology, biological. So you're using microorganisms to develop or make products which will benefit human beings. So, for example, making bread, yogurts, cheese making. But we have now modern applications of this. So now we start making even medicine, insulin, things like that, even biofuel, biological fuel.